is the sword that has pierced all of our hearts. And these hearts are no longer depending on pumping of blood, but they depend on the piercing. As much as the sword pierces, meaning the weight, you continue to receive life. Never resist the piercings of the weight, because the piercings of the weight, they give life. And this is what will cause you to know how to resist the devil. To resist what? The devil. Why many cannot resist the devil? They resist the weight. If you resist the weight, you won't be equipped enough to resist the devil. To resist who? The devil. If you can resist the devil, this is what will guarantee your victory in your salvation. But many are not aware of this trap. Many people can pray. Many people are Christians. Many people are they are fasting. Many people read the Bible, but they lack resisting the devil. They lack resisting the devil. Meaning, don't think that prayer and the title that says Christian qualifies you to have complete salvation. If you cannot resist the devil, it means you still don't know how to discern what is wrong. And any Christian who lacks discernment, it means they first resisted the piercings of the weight. So discernment comes to life or becomes alive within your heart or your soul and your spirit by allowing the piercings of the weight to separate what is mortal from what is immortal. Now when what is mortal comes against you, meaning the dust eater, the devil, your immortal who was separated by the piercing will hear that this is from the dust. You'll be able to discern that this is from dust. Why many are Christians? They fast, they pray, they worship, they offer, they do whatever, but they cannot resist the devil. Because when the devil comes, he doesn't come as a ghost. When the devil comes, he doesn't come with horns. It says he masquerades himself as the angel of light. It means he comes in a form of beauty. He comes as something you desire. He comes as something you're already thinking you don't have. That's why you cannot see that this is the devil. So many find themselves after praying, after fasting, after preaching, failing to discern. When you are a believer or a Christian who
who
cannot discern, meaning the Spirit of God in you is not fully at work, because you still agree to anything, you can still be deceived. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, Paul says, I'm afraid that you can be deceived, just as Eve was deceived. If you are still deceivable, you lack discernment. Hence, many churches are full. And because people lack discernment, they think the majority represents the presence of God. They think by having many people who are in high positions, or having the rich in church, it represents God's presence. Yet it represents deception. To bring many who fail to discern, to attract those who cannot discern, to attract those who cannot discern. That's why Peter said, in the last days, many will follow, and they will listen to what their itching ears want to hear. Meaning they don't want the piercing. They don't want the piercing. The piercings of the heart, by the way, brings discernment. It brings what we call spiritual sensitivity. But because many are following, and they want to hear what their ears want to hear, they remain as Christians who are deceived. Many are in churches as Christians who are deceived, not as Christians who are discerning. There's a difference between a believer who's deceived and a believer who's discerning. The one who discerns, he knows the voice. John 10. My sheep, they know me by my voice. So when they go to church, they don't look at buildings, they don't look at who is famous in that church, they don't look who has money in that church, they don't look at what the pastor is driving. They are discerning. They begin to discern. As the word of God comes, they open their hearts to be pierced. Because the piercing brings separation from what is mortal and what is immortal. So what is immortal knows how to resist. As long as you are not immortal, you will not know how to resist. And the devil does not come at you, sir. You think you'll see somebody if literally in these last days people will turn the man, it means he's going to come in a form of money. Who can discern money? Who can discern money? Who can discern a car? Because it's beautiful. 4, Jesus pierced by the word of God, full of the word. The devil brings earthly beauty. Jesus, the immortal, says, no, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word, every piercing, man must live by piercing of the word. Men must live by piercing of the word. This is what keeps you maintaining the fear of God. Because a person who can't discern, they don't have the fear of God. And if you don't have the fear of God, means you lack the Spirit of God. It means you lack the Spirit of God. Many are here thinking they are still worshiping God, yet they have been deceived. Because all the discernment they used to have, it's gone. Why are you no longer discerning? Why are you no longer sensitive? That's why you must start to ask yourself, what happened to me? It's a tough one, eh? Now, why what happened to you? Now you can easily join with bad connection. You lost the piercings of the way. Hence now, out of darkness, you are no longer called out as light. Because out of darkness, God called out the light. You become something that cannot be called out because you became part of darkness. Discernment, when you depend on the word of God, it brings you to a level that you can discern even false believers. You get it? Ne? Not only false prophets, because they are good with false prophets, but they are not good with false believers. And when they begin to speak about false prophets, it's something that they've been borrowed by another false teacher. Who lacks the presence of God. The piercing of the weight in your heart. This is what you must every day pray for. Father, pierce me. Pierce me. Pierce me. If you are no longer pierced, the heart might have turned to a stone. And a sword cannot penetrate the rock. I mean a stone. The devil comes as what you need, as what you want. To deceive you. to make you to be in agreement with him. The question this morning is, do you see him? When he comes as the beauty of this world, dressed by the garment of this world. Because the garment of this world, if you live in the world, it's beautiful. The garment of this world, if you are living in this world and you are not pierced by the weight, it is beautiful. I want to get rid of that deception in your mind, because some of you are already deceived. You are here, but you are already deceived. Every day you are living in deception. You are no longer seeing Christ. You see what has deceived you. Jesus. Every day you are waking up, you just see a job. I need a job. I need money. I need a husband. You are deceived as long as Christ has been removed. Because many think deception is only being found in an occultic church. You can be deceived as a Christian. You can be deceived, yet you are a Christian. Every day when you walk, you are seeing what you want. As long as Christ, you are deceived.